Hello! So here we are in a random sample program. And if I go down to the Pathways tab here, you'll see that I've got two classes, both using the same pathway, the default pathway, which is the master pathway. And that means that if I make changes to this, any lesson on this pathway, it will be affected on this pathway. And it means if I reorder the lessons in this pathway, it will be reordered on this pathway and vice versa. So this is what I think you're trying to avoid. So you want them linked, but the order not linked. Content linked, but the order not linked. So what you do is, let me just change this one, say, for example, to my pathway here. What I do is I go to the pathway that I want to be like, well, it doesn't matter, but the pathway that I want to have on both classes. And I've got three options here. Just a very quick lesson. Create new lessons basically just creates a blank learning pathway. Copy all lessons creates an exact copy of the pathway, and they're completely separate. So content is separate and order is separate. But use existing lessons, which I'll click on now, means that the content is the same and will change, but the ordering is now separate. Now, what I tend to do is I tend to, if I call this class A and class B, I tend to do this just to keep track of learning pathways. So in the brackets, I put UEL, I know it's Cody, but use existing lessons from, and then say the pathway that I copied it from. And that just reminds me of how I structured them in the first place, and it's kind of helpful for keeping tabs of it. So now if I change this one to Ricardo Lawler B, when I make content changes on this from this class, or if I make content changes from this class, it will be reflected in both. But if I reorder the lessons in this class, they will not be reordered for this class or vice versa. Hope that answers your questions. If not, send me a text and I'll give you a call and we'll go through it in more detail. Cheerio, Pops.